me, Australian sport's previous love affair with the Gold Coast is a prime example of buyer's remorse. Gold Coast was once an untapped market for sports franchises in Australia, with it being the second largest city in Queensland, and was seen as prime real estate. Now, I see it as a black hole. First of all, the city had an A-League franchise owned by the extremely reliable Clive Palmer.
My wealth's $4,000 million. Do you think I give a stuff about what you personally think?
They had some great players in the only 3 seasons of their existence, like Shane Smelt and Bruce Digite, making the finals in their first 2 seasons. The problem? No one cared to see the games. They ranked the lowest attendance in the league by far in every year of their existence. Skilled Park is a good stadium, fitting just over 27,000 people. Gold Coast United games barely averaged above 5,300 people for the 2009-10 season, and didn't even manage to average above 3,600 people for the club's next and subsequently final 2 seasons. As a result, the FFA stripped Clive Palmer's license and the club folded. Now they rot as an NPL team. If you support AFL, you'll know the Gold Coast Suns as a punchline, the undisputed worst team in the AFL. If you're a fan of this team, I not only feel bad for you, I respect you because you're a sucker for punishment. The Suns' best player in franchise history was undoubtedly Gary Ablett Jr., who constantly had long-term and season-ending injuries in the back end of his tenure. $2.5 million over 3 years to be perpetually injured. In the first bit of his tenure, he was great, almost leading them to a finals berth. If you want to argue with me that they've had better seasons, I'll point you to their final success. Oh wait, it's non-existent. They never made the finals, and they still have yet to make the finals, making them the least successful team in the AFL. After the departure of Ablett back to his home team of Geelong, their main core leaves, like Jaeger O'Meara and Harley Bennell. Tom Lynch and Dion Prestia go on to win 2 premierships in 3 seasons with the Richmond Tigers. Their best finish is 12th. 12th! It speaks volumes when the city's most successful team is the Titans. The Gold Coast Titans are the NRL's worst team at the moment, but in the early part of their existence, in 2007, were a quality team with Matt Rogers, William Zillman and Scott Prince, making the finals in 2009, 2010 and 2016, with their best finish being in the preliminary final in 2010. Think about that. To add insult to injury, they almost got Daly Cherry Evans in 2015, but like he was at a trampoline park, he backflipped to re-sign a 10-year lifetime deal with the Sea Eagles, worth $1.5 million a year. Sprinkle a cocaine ring scandal, 2 of their best players, Nate Miles and Greg Bird, both retiring, Aiden Caesar leaving, and their rebuild not producing any good young prospects currently, gives you the worst run team in the league by far. Oh, and they might be relocating to Brisbane. At least they have Jai Arrow. He is their best prospect so far, putting on the Queensland jersey in the state of origin, and he's predictably left like every other young prospect you've had. What makes this worse is that Arrow could have been the face of your franchise, and you let him walk in free agency to the Rabbitohs, a team who is building a young core. My question to the AFL and the NRL, why are these teams still on the Gold Coast? The city is only interested in surfing since Mick Fanning lives in the city, and the Gold Coast Open is the most watched sporting event in the city. It's a small market city that doesn't care for traditional sport and is a useless black hole of Australian professional sports teams.